Hello and welcome to the Hearts Standard pre-match preview team news reaction video ahead of Hearts Celtic at Tynecastle Park. My name is Joe Sked, joined by my colleague James Kearney, and we will be looking over at this the personnel and system that Steven Naismith has chosen to face the Scottish champions, the Scottish League leaders. There's only one change from the team that drew 2-2 with Hibs the last time out, and that was enforced. Stephen Kingsley is out with injury, and it's Alex Cochrane who has came back in after injury. And other than that, it's the same lineup, and I would imagine the same system as well.
It certainly looks like it, yeah, definitely. I mean, you can understand the reason because, for the opening hour or so, the Derby Hearts are very much a better team. They're on top. Obviously, Steve's was clearly wanting to replicate that again today. I guess, I think we both agreed that we thought we'd see Beningame maybe come into the midfield and Devon pushed a wee bit further up. Obviously, that gives you a wee bit more off the ball, but then Lowry who is playing at number 10. He also gives you so much more on it, and that's obviously that's the weighing exercise that Naismith has done. He's decided actually, Joe, it's more important that we've got more creativity in the midfield. In fact, even if that comes at the expense of that little bit more solidity.
He did say in the build-up he didn't want to put up a team that was going to survive. He wants a different mentality going into these games against Celtic, against Rangers, where we want to attack them as much as they're going to attack us. I still think there needs a bit of pragmatism in there because, again, Celtic and Rangers have got better players, a better team. And you have to have that balance where you're going to be spells where they're going to have the ball for a long time. I think Lowry's an interesting one. Really keen to see how he performs within the dynamic. You see Scott Alexander mention on Facebook here that we'll be overrunning midfield 2 against 3, and that's on Lowry to help Nieuwenhof and Devlin and make it a 3. And we talked about it on the video on Friday, and I wrote about it in the predicted lineups. Is that Callum McGregor's the fulcrum to this team? He's everything really goes through him. There's a lot of responsibility now on Alex Lowry to join in and play that defensive part, especially on McGregor.
No, definitely. I mean, it's absolutely massive. Like, as Scott said there, if Lowry doesn't do that, then Celtic are going to boss the midfield. If Celtic boss the midfield, they're going to win. Yeah. It's as simple as that. So, Lowry's going to have to drop deep. He's going to have to make sure he's getting the ball, putting pressure on McGregor. But even the likes of Vargas and Forrest, they're going to have to drop as well because, we know Celtic fullbacks like to get far up. They like to get forward. They like to gain territory. And, because of that, Lowry and Forrest and Vargas, who, to be fair, they are both hard working. They don't mind putting in the hard yards.
Yeah, I would say
they're going to have to do that.
Yeah, I would say both of them are two-way wingers. Yeah. And I think Naismith talked about that in terms of Forrest at the start of the season. When he spoke to Barry Anderson, he said that he said that Forrest has done so much good work defensively, but at the start of the season he was too safe with his attacking play. So that again, it's important on them that you will get in Vargas and Forrest is they'll track the fullback, they'll get defensive, but then there's still that onus on them from the counter-attack that when we win the ball, they need to get up and support Lauren Shankland. Because the last thing you want to do is leave Lauren Shankland isolated up against Cameron Carter-Vickers and less so Liam Scales. But it's a big game for that 3 behind Shankland, their defensive responsibility and mainly their attacking responsibility. Vargas as well, shown. I think everyone's been won over by his attitude. He's off the ball work. That's not going. That's not the issue at the moment. Now it's getting him to produce in the final third and doing what he did when he was with Costa Rica under 23s and scoring. And maybe today is a game where he'll see space in behind someone like Alistair Johnson where he can take advantage of.
Definitely, he'll definitely be thinking that because, like you said, I think Vargas, he has been a good signing. He has been quite impressive. But the one thing you're told against is the fact that no goals, no assists. I don't think either. Which is he needs to do better in that regard. Obviously, getting 2 goals for the under-23s recently, at least with the international break, that's only going to add to his confidence. And you hope that he can sort of bring that kind of confidence into this game because Alistair Johnson's a very good defender. He's fast, he's switched on, and Vargas is going to have to his best to give him a game. But I think he will be able to do that. And again, like you say, these are the kind of games where I think Vargas is really suited to. I think Lowry's suited to it as well. There will be little pockets of space to exploit. There will be gaps with try and catch Celtic out in transition. And I think you're right. I think those the midfield 3 of Vargas, Lowry, and Forrest I think you're right. Like, that's where the match could go in and lost, both in an attacking sense and in a defensive sense. If they don't do their bit defensively, Celtic are going to control the ball and dominate the game. And again, going forward, if they don't, get the other side of their mag, start getting behind, Hearts are going to really struggle to create.
Before we get to speak about the defensive side of the game, are you surprised by the starting 11 that he's gone for the same front four as it played against Hibs?
I don't think so. No, I can understand it for sure. I mean, I think that Shanklin's always going to play regardless. I think, and obviously Lowry and Forrest both had excellent games in the derby as well, so you can see exactly why. Again, I thought that perhaps Lowry would get sacrificed for someone like Beningany. Just for that little bit extra defensive solidity. I think it would have been harsh, but I think it would have surprised me. But I think when you look at it, it's understandable. It's like, apart from that 82 seconds or whatever it was, Hearts did play well. It was an excellent. It was one of their better performances this season. So you can see why Naismith will want to just be not go off the boat too much, keep things the same, and then hopefully this time that the Hearts do go ahead. Hopefully the subs are a wee bit better.
Hopefully they'll be a bit more impactful. Defensively, I think the defence picked itself really, because obviously Kingsley's out for probably next week or so. Cochrane's just an ideal replacement. He trained ahead of the Hibs game, so it's not like he's just been thrown back in after only just returning to injury. So he's had a couple of weeks. Kenton Rolls, and then you got Civic. Civic, yes, he had bad moments in that Hibs game, but we have to remember when he played it right. But when he started right back and played in the first half, he was excellent. He was tremendous.
No, at right back, I didn't think he put a foot wrong. It was very much the centre back that problems happened. I think so. You're right. I think right back's definitely was more comfortable. I think, but he's in for a big afternoon because he's got Dyson Maeda, chasing after him all afternoon. The guys in it like Kanté, the way he presses almost like two players. So like. Cedric's not going to get a moment's piece on the ball. He's going to have to be composed on the ball, which is something he's not always. So, but at the same time, he should have he's a lot bigger and stronger than Maeda. He's going to have to put that to good use. And again, he's going to get tested. But we've seen that actually quite a few times this season already. That Cedric's recovery pace is good. If a player does get in behind or just beyond them, he is not very good at making up those yards, and he's going to have to do that today because Maeda's a player who. On the ball he's got his issues, but off of it he's remarkable. The amount of running he can do, the fact he can sprint so long, so quickly, so relentlessly. It's going to be a very testing 90 minutes, I'd imagine, for Celtic. And to be honest, I'd be surprised if he plays the 90. We could see Offia come on at some point because it's going to be some shift. And that's things like Celtic have pretty much playing their strongest 11, I think, available to them. I'd say so,
they've not really. I don't think they made any changes from the last time out. I'm interested to see how this defence deal with Kyogo, because Kyogo's playing a slightly different role for Celtic now. He's like Brendan Rodgers wants him to get more involved in the build-up play, so he's going to be dropping off roles, and Kent won't follow him because I don't think Kent likes that. He likes to have that protection of being close to his goalkeeper. Whereas if there's going to be someone who goes with Kyogo, it's Rolls. Rolls is sometimes good at that, but sometimes you'll get an opposition player will turn him or play around, and then he's exposed. It's about that recovery. So I'd be really interested to see how they deal with the dynamics of the Celtic front three.
I think that's a big thing. I think that whoever it is that's marking Kyogo at that point, I think if he does start dropping deep, I think you might just have to let him and just maintain that solid back line.
And just worry about him when he comes into the box, essentially.
I would argue, I mean, I'm no coach, I'm no tactician, but I would imagine he'd probably rather keep the solid defensive line and then just hope that he doesn't break beyond it at some point. If he is then trying to run in, but on track to run. So I think that, it's going to be a game where I think the defence in particular are going to have to stand off at times, in order to sort of maintain that shape, that back line. Because that's probably, against we know that Rodgers teams are very structured in terms of the way they attack. They're really, it's got a very definitive style of play that he doesn't deviate from. So I think if you can meet that, again, that's really structured defence, don't get through that position, don't get dragged all over the place. That gives you the best chance to keep them quiet. Everything's available to the guy Lewis Palmer to come in. I know he looks alright in fits and starts, but but maybe someone like Vargas, where he's not actually got that many goals or assists yet, and he's not, he's not fully up and running yet. So again, that's an area where Cochrane, you'd like to think, okay, he's coming back from injury, but he should. If I was Cochrane, I'd rather be facing Palma than Maeda, for instance. I think Maeda's more of a handful, whereas Palma's got adjusting to the league and all the rest of it. So I think that, the front, I'd say Palmer's probably the weakest point of that front three. I know I'm just asking for trouble because I'm going to say there's your Lewis Palmer hat-trick. Yeah, so Lewis Palmer, I think he has really came onto a game in recent weeks. Yeah. I think Celtic fans have been really impressed with him. I would take facing Maeda all day, just because I know that if he gets away from me, don't trust him on the ball as much as someone like Palmer, and he can maybe try and recover. I just don't think he's refined. So a couple of guys on Facebook have made really good points in terms of trying to get what's key in terms of winning today or getting a result. What's kind of what are the main things? So what Jamie here said, happy to line up. Let's not make any silly mistakes. That's the last thing you can do against Celtic is make silly mistakes. And then Graham, can't let McGregor and Hatate dominate midfield. We need to get in their face from the start. Again, a very good point, because that's it. You can't let Celtic settle and get into the rhythm really quickly, and then you're playing catch-up from the moment that the game kicks off. No, absolutely. I mean, the one way you guarantee to lose against Celtic is if you set off and just try and hold on and see what happens. That's how you lose, because that's exactly how their whole system's geared around the opposition playing. Yeah. So now you need to be aggressive in midfield. You need to try and you have spells of possession where, even if it's not trying to attack, or you're going straight and try and get straight into Celtic box, just having spells where they're without the ball, where they have to work hard for it, just trying to dictate a little bit of tempo. And then when you are off the ball, you're going to have to work hard. That's why, Devlin, obviously, we know that's what he's brilliant at. Again, he's going to have to cover a lot of ground, I'd imagine, today, but we know he'll do that. But I think that's it. I think it's, you need to be aggressive. You need to be trying to play on the front foot. Now, that doesn't mean you're always going to be controlling the ball and all the rest of it, but in the spells where you do have the ball, you do need to try and shift it about well and make Celtic work hard for it. Because if you give it away cheaply and start just launching long balls forward, trying to see what you can do, that they're just going to eat all that up, and then they're going to be totally fine, and then they're going to get the ball back again. So you need to try and play a bit. And I think looking at that lineup, that suggests that's what Naismith wants to do. Yep. Again, I think with the inclusion of Lowry in particular, where that's a player where I think we all know that off the ball he's not got the same qualities as maybe other players in the squad, but on it he is very creative, particularly by the squad. He's probably the most creative player in that team in that starting 11. And that to be the fact that his inclusion in number 10 right in the midfield, that says to me that Naismith does want to approach this in a positive manner, which is the right thing he's got to do. Prediction? I'll go for a 1-1 draw. Okay, 1-1 draw. I'm actually feeling weirdly encouraged, positive about this, so I'm going to go for a 2-1 Hearts win. And let's finish it there, because that's